Hi, my name is Dylan Gowan and welcome back to the Banger Hanger. Normally around this time, usually every Friday, we do Overkill reviews. We talk about the latest release that came out on Friday, but we decided we were gonna do something a little bit different today. We decided we were gonna do an unboxing video. I don't think we've ever done one before, so we're gonna just dive right into it. And what better way to start it off by having one of the most anticipated albums that came back a couple years ago in 2019. This was Tool's latest release, Fear Inoculum, which came out in August of that year. And I remember when I first listened to Fear Inoculum when it came out, I was completely floored with that record. It was so awesome and it was well worth the wait. And I know we would have all just wanted to have that record as soon as possible, but Tool is one band that is just, they do things their own way, they do it their own schedule, and all of us Tool fans are pretty much at the mercy of their schedule because Tool is just kind of one of those bands that is just notoriously elusive in what they are doing. So first impressions with the new 5 LP box set is the new artwork that they have is pretty cool. It's just it looks a little pixelated and distorted, but it still is pretty cool. That's not to knock the artwork at all. I mean, this is a pretty cool album cover. And then on the back, it's a little bit different. I mean, you got the barcode and you got kind of the symbols that they have. I've only seen Tool once with Intronaut opening. This is back, I think I want to say like 2013, I want to say. But they had these little pieces of confetti that had these kind of symbols on it throughout that they just sprayed into the crowd. It was super cool. But yeah, the one thing as well that I wanted to notice from the first start of just first impressions of this vinyl box set is that the sticker is on the outside. And I was kind of hoping that maybe the stickers on the would be, it's kind of engraved within the box, within the initial album artwork. So if you still want to keep the sticker, then best to kind of cut around it. So let's just dive right into it. So I'm just gonna do my best not to wreck anything and keep the sticker intact. And some people are probably like, oh my God, you're using the knife so wrong, but screw you, I do it my own way. But I'm trying to go as gently as possible not to wreck anything when it comes to the box set. So I'm being incredibly as delicate as I possibly can and to not wreck anything. It's funny, I recently, while I cut this open, I recently, my parents actually just started collecting vinyl again, and I just recently bought them a bunch of Peter Gabriel solo records and Genesis records. So, I mean, you know, when you kind of look at people's vinyl record collection, you're almost a little bit intimidated to start because you don't know which records that you really want to get firsthand. But this is always like a thing that I find with people who collect vinyls, that they're really like a lot of the more collectible items. And this is like a perfect example for this being a 5-piece. Like, I think they say it's 180 grams, but it feels like it doesn't weigh that much. Or maybe, here's the thing, I'm still trying to get used to what the whole weight of it is, but that's just me being ignorant of vinyl collecting. Oh, this is kind of cool. So this is a big booklet. Kind of an interesting, interesting outlook on it. It's pretty cool, actually. So when you open this up, man, this is a really stiff book. This is one that you kind of don't want to, I see the vinyl covers right there. But this is, it's kind of difficult to pry open a little bit, but you see the kind of gloss, like a little bit of like a gloss kind of a finish over it. I mean, these kind of graphics are pretty cool. Oh, that's cool. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the initial album artwork a little bit. And so this is kind of cool. This is like the band portraits that kind of have this little bit of a, I want to say like a little bit of a gloss finish over it, but yeah, these are cool, man. This is freaking awesome. This is really cool, like portraits of the band. And yeah, oh, that's freaking cool. Almost looks like oil Renaissance paintings a little bit. And oh, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen, because this is a lot of the artwork that hasn't been seen before, but I know there have been other kind of like unboxing videos that have been out. So this artwork's been out for a little bit, but this is me just kind of getting to see it firsthand, really. And on first impressions, it looks freaking stunning, man. It looks super, super cool, the way that it has the outlook of it. So The paper's a bit matte. It's not glossy really, except for just like the first couple of pages, but it's some really cool artwork. I mean, it feels like anything that Alex Grey does with any of the artwork. It feels like you want to just get a print of it because it's just stunning to look at, and it feels like anything that Alex Grey does when it comes to just design and album artwork and stuff like that, it feels like you are kind of at a museum, but the museum is very, in a weird way, kind of psychedelic, and the way that he kind of draws, like, is just kind of stunning. I don't know exactly the medium that he kind of draws in, but he has his own unique style that when you see a painting, you know it's Alex Grey, or if somebody's trying to replicate that, you know it's an inspiration of an Alex Grey piece. So definitely some really cool stuff in this, sure. And even like, look at this, man. Like, this is freaking cool. Like, he does all of the eye stuff and the human anatomy. And yeah, here's the kind of layout of the album credits here, and yeah, that is super, super cool. And yeah, some different designs here, and yeah, and this is kind of interesting though. It's like it's got like some texture to it, so. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting layout design, kind of immediately, it's like you feel a little intimidated kind of holding it in a way, because you don't want to wreck anything, because you can tell that there was a lot of thought put into this. And it feels like when you're looking at all the different designs of the layout of the booklet, it's really cool. It's just really stiff. And you don't want to wreck anything because the artwork is stunning, and it feels like if you wreck it, then it kind of is almost in a way insulting to the person who kind of designed it. Yeah, so let's dive right into the, this is the vinyl pieces here. This is the vinyl pages actually. So let's take a look. So apparently on the description it says that they have the songs on one side and they have the itching on the back, like oh, sorry, not itching. Etching. Sorry, etching on the back of different artwork that we've seen in the booklet. So it was. Let's see if it was. So what was on the first? So what's on the first disc exactly? Yeah. So the first disc has Fear Inoculum and Pneuma, and it has the lyrics on the side, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so let's open the first of 5 discs in this. And it's funny, just before I open this up, I got to clarify something now, because this is a good time. So prior to my review of Fear Inoculum a couple years ago, I had 2 exams in the morning, and I was exhausted by the time I got to BangerTV to do the review. And I remember that I accidentally wrote in my script, because I was so exhausted and I didn't have enough time to double check what I was saying in my script. I said invisible instead of invincible. It'd be foolish of me to not mention Danny Carey's playing. I mean, all the melodies and fills that he comes up with is still just as strong as ever, especially on tracks like Pneuma and Invisible and Invisible and Invisible. And that was one mistake that I cringe at constantly, and I'm like, God damn it! If I was one thing out of all the banger videos that we've done reviewing prog bands, that's one I would definitely, that's definitely one that I would want to correct really badly, because it's, yeah, that was a bit of a goof. All right, anyways, that's enough about that. Let's get back into the actual vinyl. So let's take a look at this. So one thing is kind of interesting is that they don't have the actual song titles on the front of it, but that's not really that big of a deal, because it's like, as long as you keep it organized, then oh, this is cool. It's kind of holographic in a way on the back. That's pretty cool. It's kind of got this like skull that has like a little bit of like, I don't know if it's, oh no, it's kind of like the, has like the Pope hat on it, but it has like a little eye in the middle. It's got a bit of a skull at the bottom. That's kind of cool. It's almost like, It's a little bit holographic. It's almost, I don't know if you can kind of see it. I mean, hate to say it, but I'm almost a little underwhelmed with it. I mean, it's a cool idea, but it's I don't know, because you kind of get bludgeoned with the artwork of it. But now I just hear every single Tool fan in the comments just wanted to kick my teeth in. So let's move on quickly before the inevitable beatdown I'm about to receive for saying anything negative about Tool. So, okay, so that was, but you never know. We might, let's see another, oh my God, why the hell am I struggling to open a goddamn booklet? It's like, I'm just afraid, I'm afraid to wreck it. If you're getting the box set, don't do my method of just trying to pry open the book and trying to put it back in like that. Be a normal human being and use the most logical sense of it, which is to put the book up vertically and then put it back into the slot it's designated in. So disc 2, we've got oh my God, I almost said invisible again. Holy crap.
Invisible.
Disc 2, we got Invincible, and there is nothing on the back. So it's only a one song. So it's only one song for this vinyl piece. So I kind of pulled it out of the bottom for the second. And this is kind of cool. It's got like the guy with the 8 arms, kind of like a spider looking thing. And it's cool. I mean, it's kind of got this like smoky kind of aspect to it, but it's cool. I think I prefer this a lot better than the first from the first vinyl disc. And so this is only the one song. It kind of stops pretty. There's a lot of like empty space within the vinyl, but it's still, I think it's still a better layout than the first one. So that was disc 2. Let's move on to disc. So disc 3 is Legion, Inoculate, and Descending. And then on the back there is, of course, no audio. It's just back to the, man, it feels like any single time that I open this booklet, it feels like I have to be super delicate with it because there's just a lot of like, there's a lot of work that gone into the design of this booklet. So it's, you know, it's really just freaking cool, man. But it's also like there's this kind of fear that you get from it, like you just don't want to wreck it, especially okay, so anyways, I'm just rambling, so I'll just shut up now. Yeah, this is pretty cool. It's kind of the same image as before, but it's just blown up a little bit. That kind of like spiderish kind of guy, and then the front is, that's cool. I like the artwork on this one and on the front of side A. So yeah, this one's cool. It kind of feels like, you know, I'm just being super nitpicky here, but I guess like the artwork that I would want on the back would be, I guess something different from what I've previously seen, but it's still cool though. That's not knocking the design of it whatsoever. It just feels like you've seen that image a little bit, like you saw at least like 3 or 4 times throughout the whole booklet, and you kind of want to see something new. But at the same time though, it's really freaking cool. This is the first time I've ever actually like judged artwork when it comes to like albums or vinyl or anything like that. I kind of feel like one of those like art gallery snobs that you see, that it's almost like guys who don't know what they're talking about, but they sound like they know what they're talking about. But I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But anyways, but this is the fourth disc. We have to see what's on the fourth disc. And so the fourth disc is Culling Voices and Chocolate Chip Trip. I remember when I reviewed this album, I really loved Chocolate Chip Trip because it's just got crazy rhythms, and it's all like, it's a very Danny Carey heavy song. And Danny Carey is a god amongst men when it comes to drumming and just anything rhythmic. I mean, the guy is just freaking insane. So yeah, so this is disc number 4. So we just move right along here with this one. Side A is pretty cool. Like it's got the kind of distorted kind of artwork, and then let's see what the etching is. So the etching is kind of the same artwork as the front. This is actually, out of all of them, this is my favorite. It's kind of it's a little bit pixelated, a little bit. It's almost got, I think it looks like a little bit like pointillism or something like that. But Yeah, this is cool, man. This is out of all the layout, this is my favorite because it takes up a lot of the space, and it feels like it's not that hard to kind of take in, I guess. Out of the 5 records so far, I think this one is my favorite for sure. All right, so the fifth one. So the fifth one, we have Tempest and Mocking Beat, and let's see what the fifth one holds. So just gonna let that off to the side right there. Once again, grabbed the etching on the back. This one's pretty cool. This is kind of the same as the kind of similar to the fourth one a bit, and yeah, I mean the etching is pretty cool. I prefer this kind of etching and the fourth disc a lot better than the first 3, and the reason being, I just like it. Yeah, side A looks pretty cool. What I've noticed with some of the vinyl pieces, with the songs that have the one song on it, there's definitely a lot of empty space on the vinyl for sure. But yeah, no, the side A is pretty cool. It's the same kind of. What I like about side B with the etching, it kind of, again, takes up all of the space, which I really, really like. The reason why I kind of like disc 4 and 5 a bit better is, like I said before, it feels like it kind of coincides with the theme that's on side A. One thing that I find interesting with this box set is that even though it's all on black vinyl, I think it'd be kind of cool if all of the vinyl kind of coincided with the color scheme within the actual booklet itself, like maybe like a dark purple, maybe that kind of like a different type of finish on it. Black vinyl for a box set as nice as this is kind of, it's not underwhelming, but it feels like it kind of takes you out of it a little bit. It kind of feels like you put so much awesome effort into the booklet itself, but it feels like if you had vinyl that kind of coincides with the color scheme of the booklet, it feels like that would be a little bit better. But then again, that's me just like splitting hairs or anything like that. But overall, this is a pretty cool layout with these 5 discs. Definitely, like, do we give skull ratings for? Are we gonna give a skull rating for the overall box set? Yeah, we might as well. I'd say if we were to break it down into 5 pieces with the booklet, the vinyl presentation, I mean, the artwork is stunning. A lot of the time, when it comes to collectibles, you always want to have something that you can basically, well, you want to have artwork that you can look at and go, wow, this looks freaking awesome. It looks like I just stepped into a museum. Yeah, the overall layout of the booklet is really cool. I do really love the layout of all of the different art pieces. I really loved the kind of oil painting self-portraits of the band. I think the artwork by Alex Gray is really awesome. I still think that the presentation and the thought that was put into the booklet was really, really freaking cool. The etching of the artwork on the back is a really cool idea. You put one image on the back and then it takes up a lot, and then there's a lot of negative space with it, with a couple of the discs, and it feels like, I don't know, maybe it's a little underwhelming, maybe it's a bit too minimalistic, but it feels like a box set as nice as this. I think it would be really cool if you had colored vinyl instead of just the regular black vinyl, because it feels like you have a really cool color scheme with the presentation of the artwork, as well as the etching of the back. But it felt like if you had that artwork kind of on maybe like a white vinyl or a dark purple or something like that, maybe you kind of change the image so it's not in gray or something like that and kind of has that kind of smoky texture look to it. It felt like that might be a bit better, but I think it's a really cool thing. If you're a massive Tool fan, this is definitely something you would want to own. This is a copy that I'm definitely going to pick up for myself. I'd say it's about a 4 out of 5 in terms of the overall layout and presentation. Yeah, overall, I think it's really cool. But the only thing, I guess, would be the price tag of it, because I see it on a couple of websites where it ranges from $150 to $165. So if you are a massive Tool fan, then definitely you're going to be forking over a bit of cash for this collector's item. But then again, There's a lot of people who put in a ton of work into these things, so I think the price tag is justified because of just what you're getting with this box set. Like I said, if you're a massive Tool fan, you're not going to be disappointed with this whatsoever. Let us know in the comments below what you think of the box set. If you have any comments on the layout of it, I would love to hear them. And if you want us to do some more unboxing videos in the future, please let us know. Be sure to also like, share, and subscribe. And by the way, we're on Twitch. So if you haven't checked out our Twitch stream, be sure to check that out because we got a lot of cool stuff. Like we're relaunching Lockhorns, and we have a ton of different topics that we want to discuss. So be sure to stay tuned for any upcoming news regarding our Twitch live streams. So thank you so much for watching. Next week, we're back with another Overkill review. So until then, guys, see you soon. Take care.